A 72-year-old patient once sat across from me and said, "Dr. Laura, I've been doing it the same way for 50 years, but lately something feels wrong." He wasn't sick, he wasn't on new medicine, but what was quietly harming his health, his heart, his prostate, even his ability to feel, was the way he was masturbating. Not the act itself, but how he was doing it. And like so many older men, he had no idea it was slowly hurting his body. I'm Dr. Laura, a urologist with over 12 years of experience helping men over 60 keep their strength, circulation, and confidence without shame, pills, or confusion. You've been told masturbation is healthy, and it can be when done right. But after 60, certain private habits can quietly become harmful without a single warning sign. In this video, I'll show you the 7 masturbation mistakes older men make and how to fix them before they affect your energy, your performance, or your long-term health. And trust me, mistake number 6 is the one almost every man gets wrong. Let's get started. Before we dive in, take a second to subscribe and turn on the bell. I share real medical insights for men over 60 every week. And in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. I always love seeing our community from around the world. Now, let's start with the first mistake, one that quietly changes how your brain and body experience pleasure. Mistake 1, using porn as the main stimulus. Over the years, I've had countless men in their late 60s and 70s come to me with the same quiet confession. "Doc, I can't feel much anymore and I don't know why." They're not broken, they're overstimulated. You see, after 60, your brain's dopamine system, the system in charge of pleasure, motivation, and satisfaction, becomes less flexible. It doesn't bounce back as quickly as it used to. When you rely on constant, high-intensity adult content, your brain gets flooded with stimulation it was never built to handle. Clip after clip, new thing after new thing, your brain adapts by numbing itself. So even if your body is healthy, your brain stops responding the way it used to. Real touch starts to feel dull. Intimacy feels far away. Pleasure becomes mechanical. And what's worse, most men think it's just getting older. It's not. It's dopamine fatigue, your brain's way of saying, "I can't keep up with this level of mad-made excitement." If you've noticed that your sensitivity or interest has faded, this may be why. The fix? Reset your brain. Take a 14-day break from visual stimulation. Relearn pleasure through touch, through breath, through being present. Let your body remember what natural arousal feels like, not the endless scroll of dopamine overload. And speaking of habits that seem harmless but aren't, the next mistake is about where many older men do it. Mistake 2, masturbating while sitting on the toilet. I know it sounds harmless, even easy. For many older men, the bathroom becomes their most private space. The door locks, no interruptions, a place that feels safe. But here's the hidden danger. That position, hunched forward, sitting for long periods, limits blood flow to your pelvic area. And after 60, circulation is everything. Blood flow supports your prostate, your erection strength, and even your bladder function. But when you squeeze those arteries and nerves, especially while stimulating yourself, you quietly harm the very systems that keep you healthy. I've seen it in my clinic again and again. Men who develop growing aches, weak flow after urination, or pelvic tension and never realize it started from sitting too long in that posture. Your pelvic region needs space and movement to stay healthy. So next time, avoid sitting or hunching over. Try standing, reclining, or even lying down. Give your body room to breathe. Your prostate will thank you for it. And if that one surprised you, the next mistake is even more common, and it's not about position, it's about pace. Mistake 3, rushing the experience. One of the most harmful habits I see, especially in older men, is treating self-pleasure like a chore. Let's just get it over with. I hear it all the time, but when you rush, you send your nervous system the wrong message. Your heart rate spikes too quickly, blood vessels tighten. Your body doesn't enter the calm, oxytocin-rich state that releases healing hormones and boosts mood. You may climax, but your body doesn't receive the true benefit of release. Instead of feeling satisfied, you feel drained. Instead of energized, you feel empty. And over time, that pattern rewires your brain. Pleasure becomes shallow and disconnected. You lose sensitivity, stamina, and interest. The fix? Slow down. Let each moment be intentional. Your nervous system now thrives on calm stimulation, not fast tension. There's no finish line anymore, only connection. And speaking of connection, the next mistake involves a part of your body that most men completely overlook, yet it's responsible for everything from control to confidence. Mistake 4. Ignoring the pelvic floor. Most men have never heard of their pelvic floor, but it's one of the most important muscle groups in your entire body, especially as you age. It sits beneath your bladder, prostate, and sexual organs. It controls everything from erection strength to bladder control. When it weakens, everything above it suffers. I once treated a 68-year-old man, a retired firefighter. He exercised daily and ate well, but he couldn't understand why his sexual function was fading. The culprit? A weak pelvic floor. Years of sitting, stress, and disconnection from that area had caused his foundation to weaken. And when you masturbate without engaging those muscles, or worse, by pushing down or holding tension, you weaken them even further. That's why some men experience post-urination dribbling, weaker erections, or reduced sensation. The solution? Pelvic floor activation. Try this. During arousal, gently squeeze the same muscles you'd use to stop urinating midstream. Hold for a few seconds, then release. This builds awareness, tone, and circulation. With consistency, it can restore both control and confidence. And that brings us to a question many men quietly wonder about. How often is too often or not enough? Mistake 5. Getting frequency wrong. Too high or too low. This topic makes many men uncomfortable. Some worry they're doing it too often. Others feel they've gone too long without. Here's the truth. Both extremes can harm your balance. Too frequent, and your prostate can become irritated. Your energy dips, your recovery slows, pleasure becomes routine instead of renewal. Too infrequent, and you risk stagnation, poor blood flow, nerve dullness, even weakening from disuse. The body was designed for rhythm, not extremes. In my experience, for most men over 60, 1 to 2 times per week is the sweet spot, done with awareness and intention. That rhythm maintains hormonal balance, keeps blood flowing, and prevents both stagnation and fatigue. This isn't about rules, it's about listening to your body, because at this age, your body speaks quietly, and your job is to hear it. But even if your frequency is perfect, one mistake can still quietly undo everything, and that's the next one, the one most men never suspect. Mistake 6. Using too much pressure or force. This is one of the most damaging yet overlooked habits among older men. When sensitivity decreases with age, the natural response is to press harder, grip tighter, or use rougher surfaces. But that instinct backfires. The nerves in the penis are extremely delicate. Years of excess pressure can lead to micro tears, scar tissue, reduced elasticity, and even curvature, a condition called Peyronie's disease. I've seen men who slowly lost feeling not from age, but from harm caused by too much friction. Force doesn't bring feeling back. It destroys it over time. This also rewires your brain. Pleasure becomes something you fight for instead of relax into. And that tension blocks the very circulation and hormones that create satisfaction. So be gentler. Your body responds to patience and care, not punishment. And that leads us to the final mistake, the one that isn't physical at all, but emotional. And it might be the most powerful of all. Mistake 7. Masturbating without emotion, connection, or intention. This one breaks my heart the most. Over time, many older men stop feeling connected during self-pleasure. It becomes
a mechanical routine, quiet, joyless. They're not doing it for pleasure anymore. They're doing it out of habit or loneliness. But when masturbation loses emotion, it also loses its healing power. Your brain stops releasing oxytocin, the connection hormone that eases worry and builds happiness. Dopamine no longer restores motivation. You might climax but feel empty right after. That's not age. That's disconnection. Even solo touch can be sacred. It can be a moment of thanks, a way to reconnect with your body, your breath, your vitality. Touch yourself not to escape, but to reconnect, not for release, but for renewal. Your body is still yours. It still feels. It still matters. And when you bring emotion and mindfulness back into that space, your entire nervous system heals in ways medicine can't measure. Now that we've covered the 7 mistakes, let's bring it all together into simple, practical steps. Cut down visual overstimulation. Focus on feeling and imagination instead of screens. Change your environment. Avoid the toilet. Use a relaxed, reclined position that supports circulation. Slow your rhythm. Treat the experience as relaxation, not urgency. Engage your pelvic floor. Light contractions build control and awaken nerve pathways. Find your natural frequency. 1-2 times per week, mindfully done, supports prostate and hormonal health. Use gentle touch. Always choose blood flow and comfort, not force. Reintroduce emotion. Gratitude, breath, and connection are the most powerful performance enhancers. If you've made it this far, I want to speak to you not just as a doctor, but as a woman who spent 12 years listening to good men struggle silently. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. You are simply changing. Your body is asking for a new kind of attention, one built on awareness, not habit. And when you give it that, everything changes. Pleasure returns, confidence returns, and connection with yourself or a partner begins to feel alive again. Aging is not the end of vitality. It's a shift in how you relate to your body. So slow down. Be curious again. Your body is still speaking. You just have to listen. If this video helped you, give it a like and share it with another man who needs to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm Dr. Laura, and every week I share real medical insights to help you live stronger, longer, and more connected at any age. Because your best years aren't behind you. They're right here in how you choose to care for yourself.